Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Sallallahu alayka ya Sayyidi wa Mawlaya ya Rasul-Allah. Sallallahu alayka ya Sayyidi wa Mawlaya ya Aba Abdullah. We have reached the night of tragedy, the night of grief and loneliness. Shaame Ghareeba, lying on the sands of Karbala, our bodies, their heads severed from these bodies, no ghusl, no kafan, no burial, their bodies trampled by Yazid's horses. The sand of Karbala is mixed with the blood of Imam Hussein, his family and his companions. What a day that has just passed. Let us dedicate this musibah to the 4-year-old beloved daughter of Imam al-Hussein, as the torture that she went through on this night after becoming an orphan rips the heart out of the body. Sakina was the one who would love sleeping on her father's chest, and she would rest her head there until she would fall asleep. It was this same love for sleeping on her father's chest that she looked for on this night of Shaame Ghareeba, when all the menfolk of the family except Imam Sajjad had been martyred. How much did this small girl go through in one day? She had lost her father, her brothers, her uncles, and her most beloved uncle Abbas, who was always her protector. The enemies make the call to burn the tents of Banu Hashim. Allahu Akbar. Hundreds of horses went towards the tents. They burnt each one in turn. Sayyida Zaynab would gather the kids and the ladies from one tent to another, and as each tent would be set ablaze, she would move them to the next. Whenever Sakina was found crying, the enemies would slap her. A 4-year-old daughter who has just lost her father would run from one tent to another, from one Bibi to the next. Her earrings were snatched, her earlobes were bleeding, her clothes were set ablaze. How much zulm on a 4-year-old! A man comes to try and help her put the fire out from her clothes as she is running and crying out, Ya Jadda, Ya Abata. She turns to him and says, Oh Shaykh, you have showed me some kindness. There is no one else here with compassion in their hearts. But oh man, please help me and show me the way to Najaf. The man asks why and says it is very far. Why do you want to know the way to Najaf, my child? This young Sakina cries out, I want to go to the tomb of my Dada Ali in Najaf and tell him what your people have done to us. How my beloved father, uncles and brothers have been butchered. How the holy body of my father was trampled over hooves. Our tents were burnt. How my aunts have been whipped and their chadars have been snatched. My earrings were pulled and how the enemies slapped my cheeks whenever I wept for my beloved father. On this night of Shaame Ghareeba, when Sayyida Zaynab gathered all the ladies and the children together, she notices that Sakina is missing. Sayyida Zaynab looks everywhere for her beloved niece. Sakina, who her brother Imam al-Husayn had left her in charge of. And eventually, she finds Sakina laying on the chest of her father, as she liked doing every night. She runs to Sakina and asks her, "How did you recognize your father? There is no head or no signs that this was the correct body." Sakina cries out, "I wanted to tell my father about what the people had done to me. How Shimmer snatched the earrings that he had given me so lovingly. How when they were ripped from my ears, my earlobes tore and bled. I wanted to tell him how I was slapped when I cried of pain. I wanted to tell him how I was treated as an orphan. While I was running in the desert, I heard my father's voice calling me to him, 'Bunayya, Bunayya.' And as I followed this voice, it came from this body, so I knew this was my father." How much had this family of Ali Muhammad witnessed and will still have to witness in the following days. This night of Shaame Ghareeba was where, despite how many tragedies Zaynab had seen in front of her eyes, she becomes the Abbas of the caravan, to now take charge in place of her brother Husayn. She is truly Sharikatul Husayn, Ummul Masaib, and the woman who teaches us the meaning of strength. Our salams on you, O Sayyida Zaynab. As-salamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn wa ala awlad al-Husayn wa ala ashab al-Husayn
wa ala awlad al-Husayn وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Hussein lives on. Hussein lives on.